In today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through how to find the best possible time to upload your videos to YouTube to get as many views as possible on your videos. Coming right up. Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. Here on this channel, we talk all things YouTube growth, taking the confusion out of growth on YouTube, and how to grow the successful YouTube channel of your dreams. So if any of that is of interest to you, then feel free to hit that big red subscribe button down below and join our little family here. We would love to have you. Now, I've often said in my videos that the first 2 hours your video is uploaded on YouTube are the most crucial because this is when YouTube's algorithm is looking at your video's analytics and engagements to figure out whether or not to boost your video further on the platform. And then secondary to those first 2 hours are the first 24 hours, so the first day your video is up on YouTube. So to give your video its best chance of getting as many views as possible and growing as much as possible, you want to get as many views, as much engagement as possible in those first 2 to 24 hours. And the key to this, the key to getting as many views and engagements as possible is to be uploading your videos at a time you know the majority of your audience is available to watch your video. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through 3 different strategies to figure out the best possible time to upload your videos to YouTube to get as many views as possible. So I hope you guys enjoy and let's jump right into it. But before we do, I have to give away today's video shoutouts. So here are the Instagram and YouTube shoutouts for today's video. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to me and following me and staying active on my platforms. It really means the absolute world to me. If you guys want to be my next mention in my next video, all you have to do is stay active on my YouTube channel and or my Instagram, and I pick 2 people at random for each one of my videos. So thank you guys again for staying active on my platforms, and now let's jump into today's video. So let's first talk about YouTube standards and why they don't work. Now, according to YouTube, the best possible time to upload on YouTube's platform is between 12 and 4 p.m. Eastern, and specifically on weekends or midweek. Now, the reason why this doesn't work is, let's say for me, 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern is perfect for me. But if my audience is in Australia or India, then 12 or 4 p.m. for me is the middle of the night for them, which means chances are the majority of my audience are not going to be watching my video. So that is why going by YouTube standards doesn't work for you, and why not everybody has the same upload times, because everybody has different channels and different audiences, meaning we all have different upload times that work for us and our audiences. So what this comes down to and what you have to do is you have to figure out what upload time is best for your audience and then try out those times. So the first strategy for this is to upload during the morning where the majority of your audience lives. So to do this, you want to go into YouTube Studio and go to your analytics. In your analytics, you want to go under the audience tab and scroll down to where it says top countries. This is going to tell you where in the world the majority of your audience is watching your videos from. So if I live in Canada, then morning for me is 11 a.m. Eastern. But if the majority of my audience lives in Australia, then morning for me is the middle of the night for them. So what I want to do is I want to identify where in the world the majority of my audience is from, figure out what time is morning for them, and upload at that time. Because even if morning for them is the middle of the night for me, I'm not watching my own video, it's my audience watching my videos. So you want to figure out where in the world your audience is from, what time is morning for them, and then try out that upload time for your channel and see if it works and how fast you tend to get views when you upload at those times. So that is strategy number 1. Strategy number 2 is uploading at a time you know a large majority of your audience is actively on YouTube's platform. Now, this is a very experimental YouTube Studio feature. Not everybody has this yet, but YouTube does intend to give this feature to everybody in the next few weeks, maybe even next few months. So eventually you will have this feature and you will be able to take advantage of it. So still remaining in your YouTube Studio analytics and still in the audience tab, if you have this feature, you're going to see a purple graph in your audience settings. And basically what you see on this graph are the 7 days of the week and then the 24 hours of the day. And how this basically is set up is it has different bars on each time period and each day of the week, and it is colored with a different shade of purple. So essentially how this works and what YouTube is telling you with this is that the lighter the shade of purple is, the less your audience tends to be on YouTube. The darker the color of purple is, the more your audience tends to be on YouTube. So what this tells me by looking at my audience graph is that the majority of my audience is most active between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern, which which makes sense because the majority of my audience is from the US, the UK, and Canada. But for somebody else, if your audience is in Australia or Germany or Austria, depending on where your audience is from, they're all going to be active at different times of the day. So you want to look at your specific graph and figure out what times of days the majority of your audience is active, and then see what happens when you upload on these times and these days. For me, it's been working perfectly. I used to upload at 4 p.m. Eastern and get a decent amount of views, and then I started uploading at 11 a.m. Eastern and got so many more views so much faster. So this is a very good strategy to figure out what times are best for you to upload on YouTube for your audience to get as many views as possible. Then strategy number 3 is to ask your subscribers directly. So either using your community tab on YouTube or your Instagram story, whatever you have at your disposal, create either a question sticker on Instagram or a poll on Instagram or a poll on YouTube and ask your subscribers, where do you live? What time zone do you live in? What times do you tend to be active on YouTube, or what times do you tend to be watching YouTube at? Then look through the responses and answers you're getting on your polls or your question stickers and see which common times keep coming back. If the majority of your audience is saying, I'm in the Eastern time zone or the Atlantic time zone, I'm usually on YouTube at this time or this time, try to find what trends or what majority times are coming up from answers from your subscribers and then test out those times. Through any one of these strategies, you're never going to get a perfect answer right off the bat. It is going to take some trial and error. I've tried uploading at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock p.m., 11 a.m. I've done so much trial and error, and it's taken me over 2 years to figure out what time is best for my audience until I finally found the perfect one. And you never really want to stop and completely entirely rely on this specific time, because as your channel grows, you're going to begin to grow a much more diverse audience, and your audience demographics are going to change. So if at the beginning of your channel, the majority of your audience is American or Canadian, but then as you grow more and more, your audience begins to come more from India or the Middle East or Australia and New Zealand, then they're in a completely other time zone, and that is also going to take some more adapting. So as your channel continues to grow, you want to actively be looking at your audience demographics, where in the world your audience is, and consistently playing around with the upload times on your channel to make sure you have the best possible upload time for your specific audience. But that essentially is the 3 different strategies I 10 on 10 recommend to figure out the best possible upload time for your channel to get as many views as possible on your videos. So that, you guys, is it for today's video. I really hope this helped you guys. I get questions daily on my live streams, on my DMs, and my comments. When should I upload? What days are best? What times are best? So hopefully this video was a good enough answer for you and gave you a little bit of direction or strategies to test out for yourself and your channel, and hopefully this helped you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!